everything you thought you were doing right was quietly hurting the person you love most. Not because you are a bad parent, not because you don't care, but because nobody told you. Nobody sat you down and explained what is actually happening inside your baby when certain things occur around them every single day. Here is something that will stop you cold. Your baby cannot talk. They cannot tell you, "That hurt me," or "I felt alone in that moment," or "When that happened, something changed inside me." They have no words, no way to explain, no way to ask for what they need. But they feel everything. Every single thing that happens around them is being recorded, not in memory, not in thought, but in their nervous system, in their developing brain, in the emotional blueprint that is being written right now in these early months and years that will shape how they see love, safety, and the world for the rest of their life. And some of the things writing that blueprint are things you are probably doing today, right now, without even knowing. This is not about blame. I want to say that clearly before we go any further. This is about awareness, because the moment you know better, you can do better. And your baby doesn't need a perfect parent. They just need a present one. So let's talk about the 10 everyday things that are silently breaking your baby's heart and what you can do instead. Number 1, ignoring their cries too often. When a baby cries, the most common advice new parents receive is, "Don't run to them every time, you'll spoil them." This advice sounds logical. It sounds like good discipline, and it is almost completely wrong. Here is what is actually happening when a baby cries. They are not being dramatic. They are not trying to manipulate you. They are communicating the only way they physically can. Hunger, pain, fear, loneliness, overwhelm, it all comes out as crying because crying is the only tool they have. When that cry is consistently met with silence, when the signal goes out and nothing comes back, the baby's brain begins to learn something. It learns that needs don't get met, that asking for help doesn't work, that being alone is just the way things are. Over time, that lesson doesn't stay in babyhood. It travels forward. It shapes how a person asks for help, trusts others, and feels about their own needs for the rest of their life. You don't have to respond perfectly every time, but responding, showing up, even briefly, even imperfectly, tells your baby the most important thing they will ever learn. You matter. I hear you. You are not alone. Number 2, not making eye contact. Think about the last time you fed your baby while scrolling through your phone, or held them while watching something on TV, or sat with them in the room but never really looked at them. It feels harmless. They're fed, they're safe. What's the problem? Here is the problem. Eye contact between a mother and her baby is not just sweet. It is not just a nice moment. It is neurologically essential. When you look into your baby's eyes and they look back into yours, both of your brains release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Their stress levels drop. Their nervous system settles. They feel seen. And feeling seen is not a small thing for a baby. It is everything. When a baby reaches out with their eyes and the person they love most is looking somewhere else, they experience a tiny but real moment of disconnection. One time means nothing, but dozens of times a day, every day, adds up to a pattern. And that pattern tells the baby, "I am not the most important thing in this room." Put the phone down, even for 5 minutes. Look at them like they are the most fascinating thing you have ever seen, because to them, you are. Number 3, too much screen time around them. This one is not just about eye contact. It goes deeper. Babies learn about the world by watching faces. Your face, specifically. The way your eyebrows move when something surprises you. The way your voice changes when you are happy versus tired. the way your whole expression shifts when you smile at them. This is their education. This is how they learn what emotions look like, what they mean, and how to feel them safely. When a screen is constantly competing for your attention, your face becomes flat. Your responses become slower. Your voice stops carrying the same warmth and variation. And the baby, who is desperately trying to read you, gets confusing data. Your attention is your baby's first love language. Not gifts, not the perfect nursery, not the most expensive stroller, just you, fully present, fully there. Number 4, not responding to their emotional cues. Your baby is talking to you right now, not with words, but with everything else. A little grunt when something feels wrong, a turning away when they are overstimulated, a reaching forward when they want connection, wide eyes when something is new, a small whimper before the big cry. These are emotional cues, and they are your baby's first attempts at communication. When these cues are consistently missed, when the baby reaches and nobody reaches back, when the signal goes out and gets no response, something quietly shifts. The baby begins to feel invisible. Not in a dramatic way, but in a slow, deep way that settles into how they understand relationships. You don't have to read every cue perfectly. No parent does. But trying, pausing, watching, responding to even some of what they are showing you tells them something priceless. I see you. I am paying attention. You are worth noticing. Number 5, showing anger or stress around the baby. This one is hard to hear, but it is important. When you argue loudly near your baby, when you are visibly overwhelmed and unable to regulate yourself, when stress fills the room like smoke, your baby feels it. Not vaguely, not slightly, completely. Remember the mirror neurons we talked about? The stress hormone cortisol? When you are dysregulated, your baby's nervous system follows. Their cortisol rises, their heart rate increases, their body goes into a low-level state of alert. And here is the hardest part. They don't understand why they feel this way. They just feel unsafe. In the one place they are supposed to feel the safest. Your calmness is not just good for you, it is literally medicine for your baby. And when you cannot be calm, because you are human and sometimes life is too much, the goal is not perfection. The goal is repair. Coming back to them afterward, soft eyes, gentle voice. I'm here. Everything is okay. Number 6, not holding them enough. Somewhere along the way, a myth was born. The myth that holding your baby too much will spoil them, that picking them up every time they fuss will make them clingy and dependent. This is one of the most damaging myths in parenting history. Physical touch for a baby is not a luxury. It is a biological need as real as food and water. When you hold your baby, their brain releases oxytocin, their cortisol drops, their heart rate steadies, their entire nervous system says, I am safe, I am loved, I belong somewhere. Babies who are held consistently do not become more dependent. Research shows the opposite. They become more secure, more confident, more able to eventually explore the world on their own because they know there is a safe place to come back to. Pick them up. Hold them close. You cannot love a baby too much. Number 7, not playing or interacting enough. A baby lying alone in a crib, staring at the ceiling, perfectly quiet, seems fine. They are not crying. They are not asking for anything. But something is missing. Interaction is not just fun for babies. It is fuel. When you get on the floor with them, make silly faces, respond to their sounds, follow their eyes to what interests them, their brain lights up in ways that nothing else can produce. New connections form. Emotional confidence grows. Curiosity gets fed. And it does not take hours. Even 5 minutes of real, phone down, fully present play can change the emotional temperature of your baby's entire day. You are not just their parent. You are their first playground, their first teacher, their first best friend. Show up for that role, even in small ways. The impact is bigger than you know. Number 8. Not talking to them enough. Silence is comfortable, especially when you are exhausted, and a baby who cannot talk back can make it feel pointless to narrate your day out loud. But your voice is one of the most powerful forces in your baby's emotional world. They do not understand your words yet, but they understand your tone, your warmth, the rise and fall of your voice when you are happy to see them, the gentle sound of you just existing near them and including them in your world. Talk to them while you make breakfast. Tell them what you are doing while you change their diaper. Sing something, anything, while you carry them around the house. Not because they understand the content, but because the sound of your voice tells them, you are not alone. I am here. You are included in my world. That is the beginning of emotional security. Not in grand gestures, but in ordinary, daily words spoken to someone who cannot yet reply. Number 9. Being inconsistent. Babies do not need perfection, but they desperately need consistency. When the same behavior sometimes gets a warm response and sometimes gets nothing, when comfort comes unpredictably, when the rules of the emotional world keep changing, the baby cannot build a stable internal map of what to expect. And a baby who cannot predict their emotional environment becomes anxious. They are always on alert, always watching, always waiting to see which version of the world they are going to get today. Consistency is not about being the same every single second. It is about being reliable enough that your baby can rest, that they can stop bracing for impact and simply exist safely. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent enough that they know this person will come back. This person can be counted on. This person is safe. Number 10. Rushing through the quiet moments. The last feeding of the night, the morning diaper change, the 5-minute window before nap time. These feel like tasks to get through, things to check off the list so you can move on to the next thing. But to your baby, these are the most intimate moments of their entire day. This is when they are closest to you, when the world is small and quiet and it is just the two of you. And when you rush through these moments, when your mind is already somewhere else, when your hands are moving fast and your face is distracted, the baby feels the emotional absence even inside the physical closeness. Slow down, just occasionally. Not every time, that is not realistic. But sometimes, let the moment be what it is. Look at them. Breathe with them. Let them feel that you are not just performing the task, you are with them. Those slow moments do not just feel good, they build something. Quietly, invisibly, powerfully. They build the foundation of a child who feels deeply, completely, and permanently loved. So here's the truth about all 10 of these things. None of them make you a bad parent. Not one. They make you a human being living a real, exhausted, overwhelming life while trying to raise another human being from scratch. That is extraordinary, and it is hard, and nobody does it perfectly. But now you know, and knowing changes things. You don't have to fix everything today. You don't have to transform overnight. Pick one thing from this list, just one, and try, gently, imperfectly, with full permission to get it wrong sometimes, to do it a little differently. Because here is what your baby needs more than anything else in this world. More than the perfect routine or the right toys or the most educational content. They need you, present, aware, trying. Your baby is not keeping score. They are not building a case against you. They are just looking at your face, listening to your voice, and waiting. with infinite patience and unconditional love for you to show up. And you already are. The fact that you are here, watching this, caring enough to learn, that is not nothing. That is everything. Your baby doesn't need a perfect parent. They just need you to keep showing up. Now tell me, which one of these 10 hit you the hardest? Which one made you stop and think? Because every honest answer helps another parent feel a little less alone and a little more aware.